What happened to the flu? Okay, that's a question I've seen being asked a lot in the YouTube comment sections of various videos. And that's a very good question. So I have here a Microsoft PowerPoint presentation from immunisationcoalition.org.au, and I'm just going to run through what's been written here, and I'm going to simplify it for my viewers. All right, so it says here, summary of the 2019 Australian influenza season, a big influenza season by most measures. And it says here, highest interseasonal influenza activity, January to March, on record again. So if we come across here, you'll see your initial spike between January and March. Okay, so you can see it starts to spike there. All right, and then you come across here, and this is when they called coronavirus. Okay, so just remember, the outbreak began in China in 2019, November 2019. So it says here, highest ever number of lab confirmed cases recorded in 2019, 312,978. High activity in autumn, early winter, April, June, approximately 10 times the usual rate. All right, so that's here. They were calling this a coronavirus outbreak, yet it's listed here as a strain of influenza. So we'll just come down. If you have a look here, you'll see Queensland's record flu season killed 5 a week in 2019. Influenza deaths, 902 deaths, with a median age of 89 years. Okay, so that's for 2019. Now, if we come across here, you'll see from the beginning of the supposed outbreak, there's only been 1,076 deaths. Yet in 2019, you had 902 deaths. You've got a median age there of 86 years. Okay, and if you think about all the cases that have been read out, and whenever there's a death attached to them, have a think about that age bracket. 70, 80, 90-year-olds, mostly with pre-existing conditions. All right, now I've got this graph here, and this is very interesting, quite telling. So I want you to have a look at where you get large spikes here each year. All right, so obviously you've got your 2019 spike there in the red, but I want you to have a look here. As you can see, it's color-coded. You can pause this. You'll see the spike begins around the beginning of July and reaches its peak around August, September. It's like looking at the stock market, looking for patterns almost each year. Now, we'll come across here, and I want you to take a look at, so you see July with a large spike in August. So I'll come back here. Okay, like I said, I'm going to simplify it for you. So even though you had a large spike each year around about the same time for the last 5 or more years now, there's been little to no mention of that in the media. All right, now you got a lot of stories here. So it says flu strikes down more than 183,000 people this year, and it's not only the elderly who are being hit hard. All right, but correct me if I'm wrong, any Aussies watching this video, but I don't remember hearing much at all about it in the news, other than the odd story here, the odd story there, and them telling you to go out and get your flu shot. All right, so look, it's very obvious to me that all they've done is rebranded seasonal influenza as the coronavirus, and it wouldn't surprise me if the reason why you see large spikes at certain times of the year, year after year after year, is due to the flu shots that a lot of people would be taking around about June, the beginning of July, in preparation for the flu season. All right, now you don't wheel out hundreds, literally hundreds, and they've been identified too as crisis actors, all right, for something that's real. This has been planned well in advance, and look, there's all sorts of information that I'm sitting on that I need to go through, such as patents for digital twins, which were linked to, basically what it is they upload your body into the cloud, okay, online, and from there they can tell when you have the flu, say for instance. And now in order for that information to be gathered, well, they've got to get something inside your body. All right, I've got to be careful with what I'm saying here. So they knew years ago that, provable to via patents, that this was coming about. All right, now there's also a lot of information in relation to the medical industry and the stock market and the insane gains that have been made since the beginning of the coronavirus leading up until today. All right, and you can go through and you can see records of institutionalized investment, large institutionalized investment into various sectors that have just gone off the charts in terms of their stock price increases. And you can see that these institutions obviously had foreknowledge that something was going to happen in 2020, 2021. All right, so look, I'm going to finish the video up here. It's just a quick one, and hopefully I've simplified it. And look, this just goes with my other videos, all right? Because if you're on this channel, Aaron Haywood 2.0, it's almost, I've documented from crisis actors to media contradictions. And I think the next stage now I'm going to move into is I'm going to analyze the stock markets and various patents that were released over the last few years that I believe are connected to what's happening today.